everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to the Anime Talk, the show that beats to the drum of whatever drum we have currently in front of us. Hopefully that makes sense. I hope that does. If you read the title of this episode and just click a video for random, which I mean, if you did click a video for random, yay, click to my video for random, but otherwise, you know, that'd be kind of weird. But anyways, today we are looking at why is it that anime music is such a hot, I want to say a hot topic. Why is it that openings and closing are, in particular, because that's where I'm going to focus this argument on, are such a controversial thing when it comes to starting an argument with someone. You have this thing where I've had this happen way too often, where you tell someone, I don't really like that opening too much, and they'll go, what? How can you not like that opening? Oh my god, you don't like that opening? What's wrong with you? I don't really think that ending song is that great. Oh, what? It's the best ending song ever. Why are we having this argument? First and foremost, besides even the anime stuff, besides even that, folks, music is probably one of the highest subjective concepts in the face of planet Earth. Music is just that. It's one of those things that, at a scientific level, and I'm not going to go into this in super scientific format, but I'll explain it really simple. How we hear and interpret sound is different for all human beings. There are ways that when we hear a sound pierce into our eardrums, we hear it as either sensual music, oh, that's beautiful, that's amazing, or we hear it as annoying noise. It's like, oh, oh my god, I hate that. Perfect example, folks. Think of it like this. If people have lived in the suburbs versus the city life, so I mean, like, for example, if you take Long Island lifestyle versus Manhattan, which I live in Long Island, and I know a lot of people live in Manhattan. Manhattan is constant 24/7 noise. I don't know if you've ever been to New York, Manhattan. Most people think it's, you know, its own area. No, New York is composed of many different areas. Manhattan is just one thing. It's labeled as New York, New York. But here's the thing. There isn't a second that doesn't go by that you're not hearing some form of noise. It's a constant noise. Noise is reverberating everywhere in Manhattan. People either A, love that and go, oh my god, I love the sound of noise, and can sleep perfectly fine to it. I mean, I know plenty of people, there's even commercials that talk about it, where people are sleeping and they can't sleep to, I think there was like a recent commercial, I think of it, I just remember this off the top of my head. There's a recent commercial where it's a couple that are out camping, and I forget what it's for, so I do apologize for that, but I know that there's camping, and the thing is that at one point they're trying to fall asleep, and they have to turn on their phones to have it where it has the noise from New York or from a city to keep them asleep. That's how they fall asleep, because it's too quiet. I completely understand that. When I moved to Pennsylvania, lived there for several years, what was funny was that I had to get used to kind of the silence that Pennsylvania has. And when I was in Pennsylvania, obviously, the silence kind of was hard to get acclimated to. Like, I heard the sounds of just basically crickets and occasional twigs snapping and occasional little growls if it was a bear or an animal around, but that was it. It was silence besides that. And that was weird, because even suburbs have a lot of noise. Like, you can ask a lot of people if they talk to me on Discord or anything else, you'll hear sirens every so often in my neighborhood, etc. It's because that's New York lifestyle. In New York, there isn't a place around that you're not going to hear sirens or ambulances somewhere around just driving by. But that goes into what I'm talking about here, is that the perception for people is different, because some people can enjoy that and be like, oh, I love this, and some people hate it. It's applicable to the same argument to be had with anime openings and closings. Some people will hear a song and be like, oh, that is the best opening I've ever heard, hands down. Another example I can give you guys is Dance with Devils. Like, I know I get a lot of flack when I tell people I love the opening for Dance with Devils. I think it's one of my favorite openings of all time. It's just really action-packed. It has really cool moments in the song. There is one creepy moment where you can hear the guy doing an ASMR kiss, which is really disturbing to me. But besides that, the song's amazing. I love that song, hands down. But I know a lot of people that they hear that, they go, oh, what? This is terrible. Oh, why would you like this, etc. Why would I? I don't know. I can't tell you. I just like that type of music. It's the same concept as people liking heavy metal, and I just said micro. People liking heavy metal and liking, for example, just regular pop. You know, it's just how it is. I had someone actually unsubscribe to me for saying I didn't like Boku no Hero Academia's second season's second opening, I believe, and I was like, okay, what can I do about that? I felt bad that I lost a subscriber for that, but at the same time, I'm like, why does it matter? this is an asinine argument. Like, what's the point of this? Who gets anything out of this argument? Folks, music is subjective. That applies to anime openings and closings. Anime openings are supposed to be a certain way that goes with the episode, or excuse me, with the show. And sometimes I feel like they get a weaker group to do it for the second opening because obviously it costs a lot of money. Like, I mean, we're talking Boku bucks in terms of getting people that do music openings, especially in two-tier shows, like when they have more than 12 episodes. To get a second opening, it's usually, if you ever notice, like, not I want to say a worse group, because that's not always the case, but it's usually a group that doesn't, like, charge as much for the song. And what annoys me about that is, like, okay, so there's plenty of times I've really liked the first opening, or I've liked the second opening, but I've never given flack to anyone for liking or disliking his opening. Like, I'll be like, what? You know, how can you not like that? What's wrong with you? But I don't mean that seriously. I just mean like, oh, you know, hey, listen, it's okay. It's not a big deal. It really isn't a big deal, folks. It's something that I still don't understand why people get into this argument. I'll be honest with you. Probably my advice in this video is, if you get into an argument with someone that tells you that the opening or closing for a song is not good, just go whatever, man. That's it. Go whatever. Don't get into it. You're not going to win this argument. You're going to horribly lose and spend probably hours of your life getting into an argument that has no grounds whatsoever, has no factoid proof beyond your personal taste. I probably end this whole video. It's like, why? You know, why does it matter if someone doesn't like an opening or closing? Is that really a big deal? I want anime. I love the anime community. I'm part of the anime community, obviously, but there are times where the anime community scares the crap out of me. Like, what's the point of sometimes the arguments that we get into? It's just Anyways, though, I hope you enjoyed this week's anime talk. I'm hoping you guys enjoy the return of it, which is this episode, obviously. As always, guys and girls, I will talk to you later. Until we talk in the next anime talk, bye-bye, everyone.